A biome is a distinct community of plants and animals living together in and well adapted to a particular physical environment. One quarter of the Earth is cold, windy plains at high altitude. The tundra biome includes the North Pole, Antarctica, half of Canada and Alaska, Northern Europe, and Russia. The temperature can get down to negative 50 degrees Celsius and sometimes as warm as a brutal 12 degrees Celsius. Due to these frigid temperatures, the ground is frozen for 80% of the year. The soil underneath the ice is called permafrost because, wait for it, it's frozen. The permafrost can go as deep as a quarter mile. The 15 to 25 centimeters of precipitation doesn't evaporate due to the cold temperature. During the summer, some ice melts, creating many ponds and streams. Flowering plants, mosses, and lichens are the main type of vegetation in the biome. The animal wildlife, however, is a little more diverse. Reindeer, caribou, and small rodents are accompanied by Arctic foxes, wolves, and polar bears. The largest terrestrial biome in the subarctic landmass south of the tundra, known as the taiga biome. The taiga biome covers the rest of Alaska, Canada, Europe, and Russia. Winters are nearly as cold as the tundra, but summers can reach nearly 30 degrees Celsius. There is low precipitation in the form of rain and snow, causing the soil to be thin with poor nutrients. That is why the thick cuticle on coniferous trees like pine trees help them hold in the little water they can get. The wildlife consists of elk, moose, and weasels that are preyed upon lynx, wolves, and bears. The next biome is the temperate deciduous forest that includes the eastern half of the United States, Canada, Europe, part of Russia, China, and Japan. The temperate deciduous forest is known for having distinct fall, winter, spring, and summer seasons. Deciduous trees, like the oak, maple, and hickory, drop their leaves in the cold season. These trees are angiosperms, as you may remember from Chapter 18. The temperate deciduous forest has a much greater species diversity than the tundra and taiga biomes. Some of the common animals include squirrels, rabbits, deer, raccoon, beavers, bobcats, mountain lions, and bears. Many different fish, amphibians, and reptiles are also numerous.
Arabian nights like Arabian days, more often than not, are hotter than hot in a lot of good ways.
The desert biome covers 1/3 of the Earth's land surface. The biome is spread all over the southwestern United States, northern Chile, and southern Peru, the Sahara in the northern Africa, the Middle East, northern China, and Australia. A study at Cambridge claims extreme temperatures and a severe lack of water is what characterizes the desert environment. Deserts receive less than 25 centimeters of precipitation yearly. The temperature can reach 45 degrees Celsius in the daytime and then plunge below freezing at night. So Arabian Nights are not like the Arabian days that are hotter than hot. Deserts have very little soil and are mostly covered in sand. Lots and lots of sand. Wildlife in this biome needs special adaptations to survive the harsh climate. Cacti and other prickly plants have long, fleshy stems for water containment, and many animals in the desert, like the kangaroo rat, are nocturnal to avoid the excessive heat. Other animals that thrive in the desert are camels, snakes, scorpions, and desert.
Next is the grassland/savanna biome. This biome is located throughout the world in temperate and tropical areas. These include the prairies of the Midwestern United States and central Canada, the steppes of Russia and Central Asia, the pampas of South America, and for the savannas, they are located in the sub-Saharan region of Africa. Gotta love them savannas, kids. The climates of grassland regions are very favorable, with mild temperatures and a yearly rainfall of 25 to 100 centimeters. This makes the grassland regions ideal for farming because of their fertile soil, especially for grains and wheats. For the savanna, there are only two seasons, the dry and rainy seasons. Temperatures are still quite mild in this region, but can be heated at times. In the prairies, there are very many wildfires, called prairie fires. They result from the extensive brush and high winds that come in the summers. And with dry conditions, fires are highly likely. Within this brush and grassland, there are very many animals that live in this biome. Prairie dogs and other small rodents burrow and aerate the soil, while bison and pronghorn graze freely. Coyotes roam as the predators, as well as predatory birds like hawks and falcons. In the African savanna, the biodiversity is so much bigger. Massive herbivores roam this terrain, such as giraffe, rhino, elephant, wildebeest, antelope, and zebra. They feed off the acacia trees and pepper the landscape along with the small grasses and shrubs. Predatory cats rule the African savanna, including lions, cheetahs, and leopards, along with pack-hunting hyenas and buzzards and vultures. In regards to humans and their effects on the biome, they are constantly overgrazing the areas with livestock, making way for desertification, especially in sub-Saharan Africa and extensiveness of the Sahara Desert. Also, the chaparral/shrubland biome is closely related to the grasslands. With the same yielding temps and as well as the 25 to 100 centimeter of annual rainfall, the difference is within the climate, as this biome has the 4 seasons, as well as a dry and rainy season. They typically have cool, rainy winters and hot, dry summers. Next is the most phi biome of them all, the lit rainforest biome, or La Selva Iluminado in Spanish, is located throughout the world around the equator. These areas include the Amazon basin in South America, the Congo basin in Central Africa, and the Southeast Asian rainforest, located mostly in Indonesia, Indochina, Borneo, and New Guinea. Rainforests are among the most environmentally secular places on Earth with a year-round hot and humid climate. Humidity levels stay around 80% all year, as well as temps that rarely range below 18 degrees Celsius. With large levels of humidity, rainfall amounts are large as well, as the average annual rainfall ranges from 170 centimeters to 1,016 centimeters. Near the equator, they are closest to the sun, so in turn, there are higher evaporation rates and moisture levels in the rainforest. In rainforest, there is a humongous biodiversity of life. 50% of the world's known animal species live in these parts. Plants pepper the landscape, ranging from small ferns and shrubs to the giant trees that form the canopy. With thousands upon millions of plants, the rainforests contribute mightily to the carbon dioxide intake on Earth and expelling most of the world's oxygen supply through photosynthesis. I'll continue on this in a few minutes. In these canopies live exponential amounts of wildlife. There are many different species of animals. These include a variety of birds like toucans and parrots, herbivores like monkeys, orangutans, tapirs, pandas, etc. Predators like jaguars, snakes, like freaking huge anacondas, like they can grow over 30 feet long, and tigers. In addition, rainforests introduce a copious amount of insects, amphibians, and reptiles. This makes for a crowded biome. Continuing on the trees thing, there are so many trees that help the oxygen cycle that they in fact are a major source of pollution control. Due to human interaction, we put millions of tons of pollution into the air, which is filtered out by the rainforest. But for some reason, we fail to recognize that in the world, we're losing our rainforests, and fast. They are being lost primarily due to many factors. These include deforestation for logging, as well as land clearance for farming and livestock raising. This has led to the depletion of 50% of the world's original rainforests. 50 freaking percent. Are you kidding me, humanity? All we do is sit and watch rather than take action. These forests can survive through donations to organizations like the World Rainforest Fund or reducing your overall emissions while driving. Together we can save the rainforests. As said by Robin Chasdone, tropical rainforests are dynamic and resilient. It takes a glass half full perspective that urges us to see partially disturbed forests as not degraded, but as regenerating. This next one is what we drink, fresh water. These biomes are located throughout the world in all continents. These sources of freshwater are found in lakes, rivers, streams, creeks, estuaries, etc. But these areas only make up 2% of the world's freshwater sources, while 68% are locked up in glaciers at the poles and 30% being in the ground. With so little freshwater running across the land, who would have thought it would have made such a significant biome? Climates in these areas are determined by the location, whether it be hot or cold, dry or humid. All temperatures and settings of the waters are determined by location, as well as currents in the air. Biodiversity is quite sizable underwater. Most abundant species are fish, including bass, bluegills, salmon, catfish, among others. Amphibians like frogs or salamanders dwell here, as well as reptiles such as crocodiles and alligators, a variety of snakes, turtles, and lizards, as well as water-dwelling mammals like hippos, platypuses, and manatees. Insects are also quite abundant. Plant life is also huge in freshwater biomes. Waterborne plants range from algae to a variety of trees such as the mangrove tree in eastern Asia. Human interaction is massive towards freshwater as everything living needs a source of water. We use it for drinking and waste management, as well as in our daily lives for things like cooking and cleaning. But sometimes we get a little carried away as our waste makes its way into our freshwater biomes through constant dumping of radioactive materials just the normal trash pile up in the water. We need to control our habits and stop polluting our water. As the last biome comes up, just realize that all water is connected, as freshwater always empties into the ocean, spreading whatever filth that is thrown into it. Lastly, with the saltwater biome. This biome is by far the largest in the world, encompassing 2/3 of the Earth's surface and surrounding all continents. The saltwater biome expands into oceans, seas, gulfs, bays, straits, whatever you want to call them. There are 7 major oceans, including the Atlantic and Pacific. Like freshwater, climates are decided by location, with warmer waters being closer to the equator and cold waters being near the poles. Significantly, oceans control the climates of the world through currents, creating effects like El Nino or the jet stream in the southeastern United States. These affect global temperatures and rainfall amounts on land around the globe. Rainfall amounts in the ocean vary by location as well, with higher evaporation rates around the equator allowing more rainfall than those around the Antarctic or Arctic. In the ocean, biodiversity is also widespread as there are thousands of types of fish and mammals, including dolphins, whales, narwhals, seals, tunas, swordfish, and lionfish, crustaceans like oysters, crabs, and shrimp, predators like sharks and orcas, squid and octopi, jellyfish, and reptiles like sea snakes, eels, and saltwater crocodiles. Deepwater animals can even be found here, and there are thousands not even discovered yet. For plants, they range from kelp, which form vast underwater forests, algae, seaweed, and coral. Coral gathers and grows in groups known as coral reefs, in which they create a vast, diverse underwater ecosystem. Dominated by sponges and anemones, along with the corals themselves, like the Great Barrier Reef off the coast of Australia. In addition, bacteria also thrive in the world's oceans. They live at the deepest depths of the ocean, including even in volcanic vents and in trenches, and others dwell at the surface, feeding off sunlight. The saltwater biome is a majestic place, but unfortunately is so affected by humans. We pollute the 7 seas every day through water pollution. We dump massive amounts of garbage into the ocean, creating trash pileups, including one like the Great Pacific Garbage Patch between California and Hawaii. These trash buildups harm wildlife and pollute the waters. We also have significant spills like oil spills, which also pollute the water and kill massive amounts of greenery in the coastal regions. Huge oil spills like the BP oil spill in the Gulf of Mexico affect the saltwater biome in serious ways. In order to do this, we must clean up our act and fast. Thank you guys for listening. This is the end of our 5 presentation on the world's biomes.